Hi, welcome to Travel World Online. Friends, have you ever felt like you're building your career on sinking sand? Most of us choose our path based on trends or guesswork, only to hit a dead end a few years later. But what if you had a 13 years structural blueprint for success? Today, we are joined by a powerhouse in the industry with 30 years of leadership in aviation and hospitality. He has transitioned from managing global operations to life engineering. As a certified career analyst who places students, who guides students to the right path to success, or I should say, choosing career. So, whether you are a parent of a second grade or a professional looking for a 90% salary hike, get ready to move from career confusion to a crystal clear path. Please welcome the founder of Global Studyport. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You know, you spent nearly 3 decades in aviation hospitality.
Right.
So, what make you shift from that established career to career counseling?
I'm still pursuing my career in aviation, but I thought now, since what mistake I have done during my journey of 30 years, that the young generation should not repeat. We have taken a spark of movement and joined the travel trade. But today, with lot of competition, with lot many things, it has to be organized and people should choose a right career, and that requires lot many things to be considered.
You often say, approach a student your approach whenever you advise or guide a student. So, what is there in your mind? A student or the university?
Like, as a professional, if I have to talk about the industry, everybody will say the university, but I say, since it's a time, because I'm coming after 30 years of experience, uh, I want to build a better society. And for society, if I have to build a better society, then I will say my approach is a student centric.
Yeah, that is very, very important because people are thinking somehow they have to get admission to the university because at the end of the day, money counts.
So, if I have to say, we don't say like you have to go to this university or that university. We have roughly 1 lakh plus universities across the globe. And the suggestion which we don't do anything on a paper. We have a system, we have a CRM, whereby by getting your basic details like your marks, your interest, your budget, which country you want to go, we predict which courses are good for you, which universities are good for you, and they predict your admission chances as well.
At Global Studyport, what you do is you talk generally for 5 dimensions career analysis. What is that?
Like, till today, it was very, very easy. People go to consultants for guidance and they give you a paper, and they have standard papers, for 8th, 9th, 10th, depending upon the grade you want to have the consultation. And you have to circle few out of 4 options, you have to circle one. And they tell you are weak in maths, you are weak in science, so you should choose this. But that your mark sheet always tell you. So what is different?
True.
The difference is you have to understand what is there in the kid or the student mind, as well as what is his interest, what is the personality, what is the learning style, what are the abilities. So these are the dimensions which need to be considered to have a successful career. Degree is just a paper.
So you work with children as young as grade 2.
Mhm.
Don't you think this is too early to talk about career?
Uh, I will say yes and no. Yes, as you said, it's too early. But you look what you do with your kid when you teach them, when they are young or when they are at the age of 15. So there are certain things which you have to inculcate, which you have to teach your kid, which they have to learn, which comes into their habit. It takes time. So getting into a right path through what is their motivation and what is their interest. That's why we start as early as the second standard.
Very right you are. Many graduates feel stuck. They feel they are underpaid despite despite having a degree. So, what's your take on that?
Underpaid and overpaid are two subject. From an employee side, it is always underpaid. From a company side, it is always overpaid. So the problem is the degree. Okay, they think they have done engineering, they have done MBA, so that's a degree. There is no practical experience.
True.
That's why company, give them a not equal value what a professional can have it. So degree is not a fit. You might be an engineer, but at the same time you don't have exposure to the things. So practical knowledge and the practical knowledge are two different things.
You know, generally in Indian families, you study what your parents want you to. You choose a career path what your parents want you to do. Right? They want you to be a doctor or an engineer. So you have no choice as such. You don't do what you want to be. What's your take on that?
You're absolutely right. It's usually people or the kids or the children, whatever you say, they do what their parents want to do because they have been taught, they know the best because they have experience, they have working for so many hours and they want to become something, but because of whatever reason, they were unable. And now they look into you, they want to see themselves. So if you have scored 70%, they may say, father may say, you become a doctor, and he is there to fulfill all the financial needs. Mother may say, okay, I was a professional, but because of you kids, I have left my professional life. So you become a banker. Third option, maybe your friends. My friends are going on that direction or choosing that subject. I will also choose because I need a company. And fourth option is very, very simple, depending upon a gender, where your boyfriend or girlfriend is going. So you choose that career because you think they are your life partner at that time. So that's how the four sites where you can choose your career.
Very true. For a working professional with 5, 10 years of experience, isn't too late for career counseling?
I will say it's never too late. You must have heard these dialogues over the films, over the theater and all. It's never too late. But the problem is when we will realize and how soon we can realize. The problem with the professionals, they're getting a pay packet every month that may fulfill their monthly need. Maybe some houses are run. The family is depending upon that. And after 4 years or 5 years, what you said, if they want to change a profession, now how they will change it? They don't know. They have no other skill set. So that's why we do their career assessment, which is a 5-dimensional career assessment as per the international standard. So that tells them what is their interest, what motivates them. And side by side, they can do those diplomas. So when they have to leave their life, which they are living as the professional career, they should not live without a penny. Because of that, they will be going to a new industry where pay packets may be little less, but at the same time within a gap of 1 or 2 years, because that motivates them, that excite them. So that's why they can build their career very quickly, and they have a backing of their academic as well.
Right. I came to know you have done some projects with governments, like what Pramash and with Karnataka government. Please tell our viewers about that. What was that?
Like, it's not the right of education is not should not be with the people who have money. We work with the government because we feel, because most of the people are still live in the rural area, and they also have a right to get the right guidance and the right path. So that's why we work with the government, where we work with a very minimal amount of money. And the Pramash is one of the project which we have done with the Bikaner state, where we have done 1,000+ schools. And currently, under the same parameter or same work style, you can say, we are doing with Punjab government and Karnataka government as well.
Great. Congrats for that.
Thank you.
You were just talking about you have got a data bank of more than 1 lakh college or universities across globe,
Right.
right? You want someone to choose a career, right? A college. So how to narrow down to thousands of them? So it's not possible to reach every college or fill the forms. So how do you help them to choose the right college?
For that, you said very right. 1 lakh colleges, nobody is able to apply on those many colleges. But we have built that 1 lakh colleges because that depends upon the kind of courses which is available. Secondly, we have a CRM which predicts by getting your basic information about your how many marks you have scored, which stream you have done, your 12th, and what is your budget, and which country you want to choose. We have a predictor which tells you that what percentage chances you have to crack that particular university, and then we give you end-to-end solution for that by getting a letter from a university, creating an SOP. In case you want a student education loan, we help you in that. Getting a final offer, how you should build your bank account. It's not like Indian universities where you can just pay lump sum. They see your bank balance should be there for last 6 months to 1 year. So it's a process which has to be followed. It cannot be done over a day.
Right. You said, when we were talking, there are 3,000 plus career options, right? Which parents might not be aware of.
Right.
So, how do you connect with the parents or the student about these, and how do you guide them?
For that, if I have to tell you, we have a portal called Global Studyport where student can access, and we have given those 3,000 options, whereby we are not only telling you what those options are, but we are telling you about a particular stream, their industrial fit, what is the growth chances, who can do it, how you can do it. So it's what and what the actual things are might be different. So we have given you the whole thing there, and if you feel yes, you can do it, but that should be in align with your interest, your personality, your abilities, and your learning style and motivators. So these are very, very important. You should not just choose for the sake of choosing.
You know, there are professionals who are working in a particular industry or field for 5 to 10 years, right? And they think there's no growth further. This is their end. So, do you have something in your bag for them? And what's your advice?
Yes, we have in our bag, we have for them as well something whereby they can do their professional courses. It's not necessary, what people think they should go to offline colleges, then only they will get the growth. There are so many diploma courses which are available. We help them on online courses as well. We have tie-up with the best of the universities for online courses like of Narsi Munjay, DY Patel, and we have with IIMs and IITs as well. And we can help them with those. Plus, we have, you can do what you say, your internships if you wish to, with top 500 Fortune companies as well through our portal.
I was going through your brochure. You have mentioned somewhere uh, if you are a professional with doing some diplomas or courses, we advise you can get a salary hike up to 90%. Is it true?
Yes, it is absolutely true. The only thing you should know what to do. And if you know, yes, the hikes are possible.
Can you elaborate a bit about that?
So, Sharmaji, it all depends upon person to person and their interest. So I can't give you a particular example. It's very difficult. It depends upon your personality, what you're doing, and what is your career path. So accordingly, we can give you the suggestion.
Global Studyport offers virtual internship with Fortune 500 companies.
Yes.
How does this bridge and the gap between a resume and a job available?
The problem is, people want to do an internship. The company, they don't know whom to approach, how to approach. So through our CRM, once you do your assessment with once the student do assessment, this 5-dimensional assessment which we have talked about, they can do these internship almost at very negligible cost, and that can start for 3 to 4 hours up to 3 days, and they get a certification also for that. So that's how they built their resume, and they bridged that gap which you have talked about.
At this stage of your life, you have done a course and certified course for career counseling. So this is a must, and what is the benefit of this, and how this is going to help students at the end of the day?
Like as I said at the initial, when we are talking at the initial talk, education play a very important role, and the right path is also important. Why I have done this CCA or triple CIS, which is a career analyst or career counselor for international studies, because it's very unorganized industry. People think they can guide a student because they have visited London 10 times, so they know everything about London. They have tied up with 5 universities and they think they are the best because they pay them the best. So their interest is not in student, their interest in university because they are paying very hefty amount. Whereas when I have done this certification, which is approved by the authorities in India and UK as well, the reason behind it, I want to guide a student in a professional way so that they get a right path, they get the right university, instead of choosing a university which pays me back a good amount.
Right. Parents, students, professionals, at some stage of their life, they find that they're confused with choosing a career. I call it career confusion, right? So, what will you advise to them?
As we have talked on this subject, I have mentioned everybody in their life, they built a house. How they build a house? They build a house on a solid foundation. If the foundation is solid, that means their house will be solid, and it can be shock proof. You can build many stories on that. But when it comes to career, we take it very easy. We say whatever is going on, भगवान ने हमारे लिए लिखा है वो तो हो ही जाएगा. Those sort of things, which is not actually true. If you have to build your future, you have to make efforts. And if you make effort and you have been guided in a right way at a right path, I think that will solve these lot of problems. It's like you want to go to Bombay on a flight or a train, and you are going towards Punjab. So how you will reach Bombay?
Great. It's insight, a true insight. Now, please tell us, before we close, how our viewers or listeners can get benefit from this approach of yours. What do you call it? 360-degree counseling session.
I recommend, as a parent, for their kids, maybe as a professional, you spend so much of money by sending them to maybe kindergarten, maybe to formal schools, or you're working. Professionals get paid, whereas for rest of the things, for your studies, you have to pay.
True.
And if you're spending, say, 10 to 20,000 rupees per month, I think 10,000 rupees for your professional life is not too much. Whereby we are not only telling you about your academics, we are telling you from what you can do it till your MPhil or PhD. And how you can build your 13 years of professional life. And do those side courses, what you call as diploma, which you have mentioned, how 90% hike is possible.
Right.
So if you know, that is possible, but if you don't know, it's ignorance. And who will pay for that? You are the only one who will be paying for that.
Now, my last question before we close, please tell us how costly or expensive this is to get counseling from your website, or do you have some online where one can connect with you over phone, or how they can connect with you?
It is not an expensive option, as I mentioned. You're paying 10,000 rupees to 20,000 rupees per month, versus if you're spending 10,000 rupees for your lifetime. मतलब अगर मैं आपको हिंदी में समझाना चाहूँ, सर आपका बच्चा अगर पैदा होता है, आप सबसे पहले क्या काम करते हो? एक पंडित जी के पास जाते हो, जो आपके यहाँ बहुत ही बढ़िया होते हैं, उनसे एक जन्म कुंडली बनवाते हो और उनको एक दान दक्षिणा दे देते हो, जो भी वो मांगते हैं या जो आप दे सकते हो। तो हम एक बहुत छोटी सी चीज करते हैं, हम आपकी एक भाग्य कुंडली बनाते हैं। तो जहां आपकी स्टडीज, जहां आपकी प्रोफेशनल लाइफ, अगर आप उसको फॉलो करें तो आप अपनी जिंदगी में एक कामयाब इंसान बन सकते हैं। और उसके लिए हमारा पोर्टल है www.globalstudyport.com, और अगर आप मेरे नंबर पे रीच करना चाहते हैं तो वो है 9810260237। सो ये 2 ऑप्शंस हैं हमारे तक पहुंचने के लिए, मुझ तक पहुंचने के लिए, और आपकी एक प्रोफेशनल जर्नी को प्लान करने के लिए। आई थिंक ये कोई बहुत ज़्यादा कॉस्ट नहीं है जो कोई शायद नहीं पे कर सकता, और किसी को लगता है कि वो नहीं पे कर सकता, तो आई एम रेडी टू गिव देम फॉर ए फ्री एडवाइस।
Thank you very much talking to Travel World Online, Nagrath. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you,
all,
Sharma
all
ji.
this insight.
Thank you, Sharma ji.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you. Namaskar.
You are watching Travel World Online.